how to get possessed or what possession is like, etc. Now, I might not have no viewers, or I might have a lot of viewers in the future, or I might have a colossal amount. But if you chat on this, I'm not going to respond because this is me talking, unless I specify otherwise. So, here you go. This down a little bit so you can see me. All right. All right, so what being possessed by a demon is like, I got notes, so keep myself on track because I will go on for on. A lot to say, so I'll go on. Now I won't get sidetracked. So, first off, what you're gonna need is a pure soul. The first thing you're gonna need is a pure soul. If your soul is impure, then you probably gonna get possessed by a lesser demon, or even a lesser a fae, or something you don't want. You don't want a fae. You want um, a demon. This is why you possessed by a demon, for the skills, the abilities, and the best part is you guaranteed to get what they offer if you work for it. You pay the fee in a way. You can negotiate fees and everything out, but you want to get one that is good for you. Not good morality wise, because good and all that morality wise is up in the air. Trust me. And humans cannot judge that. Only God can judge that. But you have to have a pure soul. If I were you, I would get baptized first. Baptism cleanses you of all sin. Now, I'm gonna tell you, when I was 5 years old, okay, I had a pure soul. I read Revelations, right? The first book I ever read was Revelations. The first chapters, everything. I was right to the back of the book and read Revelations. And after that, I wanted to get baptized. So I read the rest of it, or majority of it. I skimmed it. Because before that, I read a dictionary a lot, so I could read pretty well at that point. So I was 5, I read the Revelations, and then I got baptized because I didn't know if I had sinned. I can't remember before 5 or 4. So I got baptized just in case I had sinned, to ensure that my soul would be absolutely pure for what I was going to do next. So I had read the book, right? This is mostly freestyle because I wrote like maybe like 4 things down. See. Anyways, yeah. So possession is like you have to have a pure soul, otherwise you're going to be overtaken by a spirit that you do not want to be overtaken by. That is the risk you introduce because your soul is up for grabs. And if you do this wrong, you do it impurely, you will be taken over by a lesser being. Like, say, Pazuzu, which is a great example of a really low denominator demon. Pazuzu. He probably was actually a human at first who given to every indulgence, every instant gratification he could, and that's why he became what he became. And demon, demonia, if you break it down, demon, so I believe, had originated from being called the monster, which makes sense, right? I can get into that later on another talk on my theology side of things, or my theology subject. But let me get back on topic, Sam. Let me get back on topic. Okay, so, for example, okay, say, for example, I want to be possessed by Lucifer, right? So I've known to be true that you would have to go through everything that he has, or it has, rather. It is a being. Say, for example, I believe that humans, they make them into monsters, you see? They want to point fingers, accuse, and be subjugated and separated from their own sin. So they blame a being, not of themselves, for what they do, but it is their flesh. Let me tell you how this works. You will have to go through everything that Lucifer went through and was accused of, because he is considered the accuser, but in truth, he could have been the accused. You see how this works? I think his only sin, possibly, if the angels were given free will, would have been pride. So you will go through the utmost absolution of pride. And you would have to, in order to survive, in order to continually live, and not be dragged down to your death, would have to continuously, or for once and for all, give up entirely your pride in order to regain your pride. Because that's what you're accused of having as a sin. Makes total sense, right? Yes. What you have to do. Now, you have to go through, as is Lucifer, every sin an absolution, and come out of every sin an absolution. For example, lust. You would have the indomitable lust. Indomitable lust. You would have absolute greed, envy, wrath, etc. In absolute forms, where it's at the highest grade of, until you subvert that and find, for example, pride. You'll find humility in yourself, etc. But here's what I'm tell you: pride, for example, can also be a, wait for it, a virtue. You take pride in your work for a reason. Take pride in that for a reason. See, too much pride can be a sin, but also it is a virtue. The same, I'll tell you about this one, with greed. Think about it this way. Greed, your ambition could be great. You're ambitious, you're greedy, right? Your ambition, you want more and more and more. But listen, when you want like that, and you are able to come from that absolute greed, you will learn self-control. Because you know absolute greed will get you this and that and the other. So you will acquire self-control with your greed, but you will still have that because you never had enough. Now, how this works is, say you made a contract with Belphegor, which is a demon of greed. Let me check that. I'm pretty sure, but I believe that one who thinks they know everything knows nothing at all. While I'm doing this, Revelations 1:18, probably the best one. Yes, Revelations 1:18 is a beautiful passage because God, yes, exists in hell. Okay, it says becoming the key of death and of hell. That is not Satan, that is God saying that. Hold the keys of death and of hell, and his angels will torture. His angels, God's angels, were sent to hell, torture. Read Revelations. You're scared of Revelations? That's why you don't know anything. My God is not weak. Back to the topic, though. My God is benevolent. My God is pure. My God is joy. These are emotions. Joy. Yes, my God is all that. My God also is not weak. Back to the topic. There's no oppositions, and there's no dichotomies either. If you think there's a dichotomy, you got everything messed up because God created everything. Dichotomies do not exist. There's no good versus evil. It's not a hero tale. No heroes in this world. God is not a dichotomic figure. Created everything absolution. Your flesh, your free will, your flesh, that is what makes you, that is what makes you do what you do. You can't blame anything else but your flesh. Your want for instant gratification. You cannot wait. Your flesh determines that. Now, I'm guilty of it as well, but I know this. I ask to be absolved of it. because I know I did it. No one does it but me. I'm not blaming the devil. I'm not blaming nobody but me. And that's the fucked up part. You blame the devil so much, you might create a split personality for yourself because you don't want to be a part of what you already done. You done it. You did it. Now Belphegor represents being a sloth. Okay. So which I'm gonna tell you about that one. But hold up. Is it Belphegor? Of course, it's Mammon. Belphegor is sloth. So, correction. But I knew the principality of greed. For example, Mammon is the epitome of ambition. You know, never has enough, always needs more. But the thing about it, if you have more, when you have nothing, you're gonna have some. It evens out. So you'll get a whole lot. You'll get nothing for a while, but you'll have a little left over. There's a balance to it all. This world is based on balance. You have to balance yourself. You have to balance this. So, for example, say you were possessed by Belphegor or Asmodeus. If you're possessed by Belphegor, you would essentially be a sloth. But think about it this way: sloths do what as an animal? They build up, right? Energy for later. So you're storing energy to use in the future. That's how it works. But you will be cursed to go through absolute sloth. You will wake up and not want to move, etc. You might get blood clots. That's what possession does. But if you can overcome that, you will always have energy and you will gain the skill to rest quickly and then progress further. You gain that skill, you see? So imagine if you stored all this energy, you have energy for a lifetime. That's what I'm trying to say, or your whole existence. But you will go through what Belphegor went through. You got Lucifuge, you got all of them, but you don't want Pazuzus. Trust me. I've seen Pazuzus, but I never actually let Pazuzu inside of me. You might have to fight Pazuzu to get Belphegor, but you will ascertain to get Belphegor. And you always have energy. Imagine this, a sloth. Back to work. Back to work. But you know what I'm saying, I'm acting out. Go to sleep, close your eyes, go back to work. You have enough energy stored in yourself to do that. But with a Belphegor possession, you will be indomitably tired, slothful, fatigued, etc. And maybe mistaken for laziness, but you are literally taking the brunt of laziness that Belphegor has been accused of within his existence, what he's a symbol of. You see what I'm saying? It's working? It's working. Okay, good. Okay. Now, if you want to go in tow with Lucifer, which I think is only one person thing, you will go through all of the sins in their absolute forms in order to purify your soul and acquire those skills and abilities that Lucifer is said to have. Now, I'm going to go into this right here, okay? You also can be by an angel. For example, Serial, correct? Serial is the angel of death. Okay? The angel of death. Now, the angel of death, you could imagine what the consequence or the fee might be. Now, you will have to go through death many times and survive. That is how it works. Even the angel. But once you overcome that, you will be life. You will be life. You will become life itself. You understand all life, etc. For example, Serial is angel of death. So you will go through near death experiences, or you may die and come back to life in certain ways, but you will understand through that death what life is. Not in visions, not in that BS. You will understand through life. Example, you die from frostbite, right? You understand what it's like to feel extreme cold to the bone, right? So, once you survive, if you survive, once you survive, you will survive. You're possessed. You'll survive. Your vessel is needed for the angel of the demon to be on earth. Your vessel is needed. You will survive, but you will have to get through that, and you will understand the life of the cold, the ice in the water within the ice. You will understand it all. You will understand that although it is cold, although I am freezing, you will understand that the cold means you're still alive. The fact that you can feel the cold means that you still are alive and you draw breath. That is the beauty of that. Now, how you get to that point? Consider that you're cursed because you're possessed. You will have to go through, say, extreme homelessness to where you sleep outside in the absolute cold. Now, you could be asking, am I projecting? Absolutely not. I am Royce. I do not project. This is my life. I've been through it before as well. And I have ascertained that. No, I appreciate it. Well, I appreciate the cold. The fact that I'm still alive. When I see my air come from my mouth when it's cold outside, I appreciate that I can draw that breath. Now, that is me. But I have been through it all in extremes. Because technicality, I made a deal with Lucifer. Now, I have to go through it to do it. Now, that's part of my deal. Now, you could say this is make believe, but the thing about it is throughout history, we've always believed in a God of some sort. Someone has of some sort. So this is one of them. But say you're a Big Bang theorist, right? So, what was before the Big Bang? How did space form? That's what you ask the question. And if there is no God, then why do you worry about someone talking about it? Because they're incorrect? Well, your incorrection, trying to correct someone's incorrect is none of your, it should not be your concern. You see? And I always thought if you were an atheist, you should just end it. I mean, I went through that era because my life was really cursed. But from that era, I realized and came back. Maybe cursed to do it, or blessed cursed to do it. Actually, blessed to do it. Think about it. If there is absolutely nothingness after this life, then why do you live your life? Because you won't have any memories of it. You might as well just end it now. I'm sorry, YouTube. Maybe I shouldn't say that. I'm gonna consider that. I'll interject. I interject because I don't want to get this blocked or banned. I need to talk. But let's think about that. If there's nothing but blackness after this life, then why don't you see it for yourself and see? Because I went through that. I saw blackness in my head, or I went through a death where I saw absolute nothingness, and I came out of that absolute nothingness. I screamed to get out of that absolute nothingness, to rise up from absolute nothingness. So that fate is what I would rather have a fate of a crow. I have lucid thoughts where I can literally feel everything happening. I would rather have a crow take my eye out every day, as it says in the Bible, than have a existence of nothingness after this. If that's the case. What am I working for? What is my goal? I'm supposed to just not exist. To enjoy it now, never experience, never remember it or nothing. Like, never have a memory of it. Just live until I go, I perish, and that's it. No, you know, no. Decomposition is not all it's for me. So that's just me personally talking about that. But like, seriously, like, if you believe in the Big Bang or whatever, you believe in technicality, you're studying religion as well. Your religion is literally nothingness. It's not science. Trust me, because theology is a science in itself. It's a study. We're trying to ascertain to see what heaven is, and it actually is a conjunctual science to the point where it will never be answered on this earth, ever, unless God reveals His face. But it will not, because it is stated that it will not show its face to humanity ever. Frankly, I don't think humanity deserves it. Now, back to the topic. It helps me get back to the topic. That is why Lucifer exists. God gave Lucifer dominion over earth. Let me show you where it is in the passages. Because the thing about it is, God itself will not show His face to humanity because the free will that she, he has given has been misused in extraordinary detail. That's why this world must be reborn again. This world must be ended and reborn again. People like me who want to go to hell, that's my decision. Now, wait a second. I'll tell you why, too. I'd rather have this life. This world is all I know. I'd have this life and be able to remember it and review it and re-experience it, even the struggles of my life, struggle and success, than have nothingness. I'll trade that easily. Watch this. As you see, Second Corinthians 4:4, correct. John 14:30, correct. Even Isaiah 14:12. There's a few of them. Revelations 12:3, 4. My favorite book. Isaiah 14:13, and Jude 6. But Isaiah 14:12 clearly says they were cast down back to earth. Blow clouds on earth. So read any of those passages, you will see that, or even Google, does Lucifer rule earth? Answer is absolute yes. Absolute yes. Because God's job is not that. That is Lucifer's job. Now, you may talk about Satan all you want to, but Satan is not the enemy. You are your own enemy. The flesh is the enemy. And you need to understand that. It's not Lucifer's job to monitor or to filter what you already want to do. Your instant gratification is your own will. And you are given, it states that very clear, you're given free will. You're given free will to do as you please, to do as you will, to do as you won't, do as thou wilt. Now, people like me, they choose to do as they will responsibly. I know what's going on. This life could be absolute torture, and the next life could be absolutely even worse. So I'm like, pick and choose. Would you rather have an afterlife this is like next level worse, or would you have this life and be successful in life? This life, this is all I know. This life is what I want. Afterlife, do as you will. But I'm not going to have to. I'm not going to have to answer incorrectly in this life. You see? And my God works like this. He will put you through something to get something. That's how it works. And if you're at my extreme level, you probably work a whole lot to get a whole lot less. But you got what you wanted at the end of the day. At the end of it, you got at the end of the tunnel, you saw a light. You may have to claw your way through the tunnel. It may be dark, maybe, but you'll gain a way to see at dark, to see at night. And now you have a new skill. You see at night. You will learn how to feel around. Now you have a new skill to recognize touch. You will find a way to hear, to echolocate. Now you're getting closer and closer to the truth of the light. That's physically the truth and metaphorically the truth and an analogy all in one. Literally, if you go to a really dark cave and try to get out of it, you will gain those skills in real life. That's what I would do. And then your mind and your body will be tempered to do that again. Or say, everyday skill, you walk outside, you know, and see at night. But here's the thing about this is that in today's world, there's a lot of questioning of, do I even need that skill? Because the thing about it is humans have been domesticated, you know? They've been really domesticated to the point where they're domesticated, meaning that they're not subjective to things of the jungle or the nature or anything that cause. So it's like, why would I? So it's like this in layman terms. Why I need to do that to myself? Because I'm never gonna use it. You know what I'm saying? It's like algebra. It's like an algebra question to you. Why would I do that? Because I'm not. But you may have to use it. You know. And then you have that skill, so you're able to use it, and now you're prepared. Now I come from a place of survival, so that's probably where and why I would do that to myself. But what's special about me is that I don't do it to myself. I'm put in those situations where I have to do that. Like one time I had to make a map of a sewer. That's just me though. It was dark in there, too. But anyways, yeah, yeah. If you're afraid, I will not be afraid because once you overcome that fear, you begin to acquire a love of that thing. Don't abuse yourself though, people. Don't abuse yourself. That's bad. Mm. I'm gonna do these talks more often because I feel like people won't understand in full capacity. But do not study what I say before you go out and use what I say. Now I'm gonna get back into this possession. You're gonna want to get baptized, right? I'm pretty sure 5-year-old baptized himself to make a deal with Lucifer through God to achieve a life that they wished for. And nothing magic, no shooting lasers out of my fingers. I just want a life of success. So I want it as a child. That is because nothing is guaranteed. And I wanted it guaranteed. And all I had to do was work for it. And you know what I'm saying? I wanted that. But you know, everything I wanted was on Earth already. So if I can achieve what I want on Earth already, then I'm going to get it. That's what I did it all for. But anyways, if you get possessed for magic powers or something crazy like that, it's not good. It's not good. You're gonna get Pazuzu. You're gonna get messed up in the head, and you're gonna be defective. The wrong kind of defective. Like, and if you pass away, you're gonna end up in Pazuzu's realm. It's not gonna be great. I use Pazuzu as a great example because I hate Pazuzu. There's other ones I don't like either. But anyways, yes, there's differences in all of them. But yeah, they have personalities. They have everything like that too. And you're gonna have to overtake that demons or angels' personality as well. And you can either unify it with your own, or you can do it wrong and be a split. That's gonna mess you up. You don't want to be a split personality. You want to unify yourself with that demon or that angel. So you want to take on everything they are, the compassion and the pain that they have. You want to merge that. That is how. See? Yes. I do this, it's unification. High, unification. But, in a second, it's also low unification. See? Low, high. Low, high. See? Both. The same I do this. High, low. There's a heaven, there's a paradise, there's a peace. There's a hell. There's a chaos, and chaos. No order. It's both. They come together like this. Now, I refrain from doing this because it's not understood yet, but this right here would mean the 5 elements: earth, water, fire, air. You missed one particular one. Metal. Then there's another one you missed too, in the center. Absolute darkness. Everything starts from darkness. God casted light from absolute darkness. God exists in absolute darkness, and God comes from absolute darkness. And it says it in the book. Darkness. Yes. Anyway, if you're going to get possessed, I will do my research on which demon or angel. I keep saying or angel because people think possession only exists one way. It does not. By an angel or a demon, research them, see what their life is. And once you do that, get baptized. Present a pure soul, as pure as you can make it. All of your sins, all of your mind, everything, all things. Be totally self-aware and totally honest with yourself before you ask to be possessed. And once you're possessed by that demon, once you're possessed, it's forever. You will answer to that being. That being will answer to God. They are a middleman to God. God is beyond comprehension. Period. The only way you can achieve a conversation, a communication with God is through that means, through a messenger. It says it very clear in the Quran, in the Bible, and in the Quran. The Torah even says it. The Torah and the Quran together, but the Torah even says it. There's no way. So I was you, and you want to get one of these high grade ones, I would go to the Kabbalah and figure it out. But angels don't always mean good, because Metatron has done a lot of stuff that's considerably questionable. Metatron, in the quest for order, at least he is God, probably. Quest for order. Metatron's messed up. But I will study them and look at the Kabbalah of faith and figure out. Because to be real with you, Belphegor, Beelzebub, even Lucifer, simply wants a vessel to be human. Their greatest sin, their gravest sin was wanting to be human. And feel like they did not get that opportunity. So they got, they got jealous. Lucifer got jealous he was not included when humans were made. He was jealous because he was not a human himself. He wanted to be human, etc. That's their greatest sins. They all rebelled to be humans. So imagine what you can offer them. But they are not alone. Humans also die, and they want vessels too. Humans die. It's like Void on the Berserk. You know, Void has his eyes shut, his mouth open. That's the type of torture you will get in hell, guaranteed. Eyes are shut because he thinks that he sees everything, he knows everything. Like he has a big brain. God will torture you for that. You know everything in hell. Big brain that always bursts blood vessels. Yes. Think you can see it all? Your eyes will be shut, so you'll always be blinded. You talk too much and you spread lies, your mouth will be open. So you can say all you want. That is the God that I worship. The God that Royce loves. Because they deserve it. Understandably. And then you have tragedies as well. Well, my God sees that. For example, I will give you another reference in the same universe as that. Slain. Slain has tried to materialize many a times. And Slain probably just wants to be on Earth as a human. Probably. Void and Slain are way different. That's why I think Slain is more humanoid, more human shaped than say Void is. But that's just for me. That's just a reference to a character from a manga because I want to be able to have a current modern reference to something like that. But yeah, now as far as possession goes, I'm going off. As far as possession goes, you will want all those things, and you will go through everything that demon or even angel has been through. Now, let me talk. I talk about the demon side a lot, like Belphegor, being sloth, etc. Mammon, greed, wealth. You have so much wealth that you won't be happy. That's your curse, maybe. But you will learn how to use that money, and you probably go through a lot, once you get that money. That's how my God works too. Depends on what you want. I would have a pure intention of why I want it. I would not have any type of already pre-made intention of sin to be possessed. My intention was pure. I just want to live my life successfully. I don't want to get attributes to make something out of nothing and survive. That's what my possession was for. It's probably the purest possession of all time. Existence, really, but I knew how to go through God to do it because God made everything. Period. One thing God did not probably make, no. The only thing God did not make is your flesh. Your flesh. And it's disgusting. That's why it decided to end this world and create a new. You need another chance. And God's benevolent. You know what I'm saying? But if you do things with underhanded means, I don't mean, quick slip of the wrist. I mean, like, literally manipulation is probably the most greatest sin. That's the gravest sin. It's manipulating something. Manipulation is probably the gravest sin. Anyways, back to the topic. All that means is manipulation. It's all selfishness. That's the thing about it. I don't think any demon has a sin of selfishness. Selfishness is probably the worst one. Like, you do have to care for yourself. For example, you might get possessed by a demon of compassion. So you might feel absolute compassion, and you will absolutely be hurt at every interval of your compassion. But why did you want that? To help others? Why? So you can feel better about yourself? That is what selfishness disguised as selflessness. Therefore, what will happen to you is you will be possessed by a lesser demon, a lesser demonic force, or a fae, which is a false angel. Them's the apples. That's how it works. I would advise me. I said I'm an excommunicated minister. I was baptized again, as I said, 6 years old, 6 to 5. I was baptized, of course, to create a ritual to get possessed by Lucifer. That is my history. That's my stuff. But I will get baptized. I will consult yourself. I would pray, etc. to figure it out. Because I don't think any pastors on this, I don't think any rabbi or etc. will talk to you about this right now. I read the Kabbalah. I'll do all that. But sometimes you just gotta do it too. If you're in a real situation, you just gotta do it. And I will consult something. Now I don't hear voices in my head. I don't know who hear voices in their head. I don't know people speaking tongues, but God will talk through you in your language. I will just talk to amongst myself. Now I do not hear voices, but I will say you can speak out loud, and you may get a response within your speech if you listen. For example, yes. See right there. Yes, or yes. See right there. I don't hear voices in my head. I have literally a vessel talking through me sometimes. I say yes a lot. Like I'm correct. And I don't know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Yes, Royce, yes. You see, yes, Royce, yes. I don't talk to myself in the third person. Yes, it is like two in one. It's how it should be. You should be purified and you should be unified with every entity that enters your being. And they have gone by many names. You know, Gaia. But here's the thing as well. Susano might be Zeus in another language. You see what I'm saying? Nirvana is heaven in another language. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, make all those connections. But here's what I'm saying. People like Hercules could have been a human who did an extraordinary feat, who humans misplaced as a god. Because I don't think there is no God with a capital S. That's why God is a lowercase g for a reason. God is an uppercase G for a reason. There's only one. This is a theology. Okay, this is not apology. It's a singularity. It's one being. So consult God, and I'll come back. If you need my service, as far as possession goes, holla at me. I also can do baptisms. Holla at me. This might be a little plug, whatever. It doesn't matter. It might be a little plug, but you gotta pay a fee. Monetary, service, something. You pay the fee, I will give you a ritual. This is Royce for now. I need to take a shower. Had to get out my chest. I'm doing more theology talks. This is Royce Kravitz theology, Royce K theology, RK theologist, and I will go into more detail. You can hit me up on Instagram. I have an Instagram, but I'm on YouTube going crazy right now, etc. But yeah, man, that's how I feel about all this. That's a little quick cram. It's 43 minutes long. How to watch it all. It's a cram. I'm going into more detail separately, individually as I go along. But frankly, it's above my pay grade right now. I gotta take a shower. So until y'all start paying your fees, I gotta know what you're paying. Right now, I gotta take a shower. I'm still neglecting myself to work. I do it all the time, neglect myself to work. But part of my contract, I can go in more detail later on, is I have to work to live. Period. I just want to get to a point where I can work on art and that's it. But I have to work to live. Or I'll perish. I have almost perished. Stomach ulcers and more stuff. I have almost perished. So yeah. Holla at your boy. Deuces. How you end this? My first live, y'all. Pedo. How you end this? How you end this? I don't want to end it. Sure? You sure? Man. How you end this? What did he? What's the live? If I end this real quick. Let me go how to end this. Why am God messing with me right now? But like, while I'm online, while I'm doing this, I'm gonna say this: you still is who you are. But sometimes you'll have a being inside of you you don't know certain things. You don't know how you know certain things. It's a telltale sign of possession. You have signs of possession, like man, I should do this time. Maybe God want me to talk about this too. You have signs of possession, right? Like you will have signs of possession. Every time Joan of Arc, you think you hearing voices in your head. That's not a sign of possession, because voices don't come in your head. God talks through people. Let me through you, not in you, through you. You see, God don't talk to nobody in their head. Period. Talk to yourself when you pray out loud. Say what you're gonna say out loud. See another word come through that you didn't think you didn't say. Cause my head's always clear. I'm too possessed, so I don't hear voices, none of that. My head's continuously clear. I see thoughts. I see pictures in my head. That's it. Only goes in my head is pictures. I speak words. Anyways, back to the topic. Probably just an X, and that's it. But I ain't found out. Okay, I figured I automatically did it, but how do you end the live? Pretty sure you just press the X button. I'll figure it out. Regardless of, it's just how it is, man. And yeah. Just press the X all the time. But God probably, you know what I'm saying, how it works. God probably wanted me to do a whole lot of other things to prove something or to show me something. So I went through all that whole little song and dance. But you know what I'm saying, going through the motions is part of this too. Gotta think, man, I gave up my free will. So God gonna be a puppet, but you gotta think every time I do something, I gain something from it. Every time I go through something, I gain something from it. Every time. So of course, if God plans it, God can make me a puppet and just take away my free will. Because at the end of the day, it's probably gonna be what I wanted anyway. So why not just take my free will, please? So I can just do what I want to do anyways. Through you. So it'd be actually how I wanted it to be. You know what I'm saying? So it's like it's easy. But yeah, man, it's like get at me, man. If you want to be possessed, whatever else, get at me, man. I'm about this possession stuff, man. I'm about this. I'm about that. I'm about it all. I live it. I love it. It's a kitsune fox on my face, man. It's a leaves tranquility. You know what I'm saying? This is blood, sweat, and tears. The blue is the tears. The white is the sweat, and the red is the blood. I've bled to learn some skills I have. Artist forever. Make things of beauty, etc. Never drugs. I'm always sober. Try to be, what I'm saying? Even when I do something, I got this on my arm to remind me of, what I'm saying? Just keep sober. You know what I'm saying? The XXX reminds me to keep sober. You know what I'm saying? If I do go too far, but, you know what I'm saying? It's what it is, man. I'm Samurai Rebirth too, you know what I'm saying? All that, man. You know, the Prism of Light, the sun and the Prism of Light right here. It's an R as well. NERD, no one ever really dies. You know what I'm saying? NERD, nerd, no one ever dies. We got a lot of stuff on us, man. Lotus flower. I live it, man. And this is one thing too, man. You gonna be possessed or whatever, you trying to be heaven on earth, man, you gotta get these right here, face tattoos. Because real talk, it says that ancient religions believe if you get face tattoos, you're going to heaven. So that's why I got mine. Um, Professions. You think God care about a job? God is beyond that. You know what I'm saying? God is earth. God is all. Lucifer may have dominion over earth, but God is all. Think a little, this little doodle's gonna really make you go to hell. I'm already going, but I don't think this doodle's gonna do anything to me. Probably, God probably like that on Judgment Day. I came through, like, this is what I was about in life, God. I'm about this. I'm about that. I'm about this. This is what I'm about. This is what I'm all about. You feel me? I'm about elements. All about that right there. It's what I'm about. Where I come from, my origin, you probably gonna appreciate that. It probably gonna appreciate that. You know what I'm saying? You can say Odin, all these different religions, but I studied them all. So I'm gonna go into more theology. I'm gonna go long, but I really need to take a shower, man. But yeah, I think you gotta work to live. If you don't work, you die. That's one of the things about it too. Your story of Job, it's true. It's cursed to be blessed. That's how my God works. Let's go.